Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third annual Equal as One fundraising event. If you don't know me, my name is Nikki Wobodo. I'm a physician assistant with Equal as One and on the board of directors. On behalf of Mark, our president, Nkuzi, our vice president, and the entire rest of the board of directors, welcome. Thank you for spending an hour with us this evening. We are very excited that you're here. Now, I promised all of you that we would do a drawing at the very beginning of the night to reward one of you for being perfectly on time, and that is what we are going to do. So without further ado, if you registered 2 minutes ago, your name is still in this bowl. And the winner is Jacob Pruito. Jacob Pruito, you have won a $15 gift certificate to Starbucks. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being right on time. And we're so excited to spend the night with you. Before we get to our first speaker, I do have a mission for all of you. I would like you all to go grab a piece of paper. It can be anything. It can be a Post-it note, construction paper, printer paper, a notepad. Grab some paper, grab a pen or a pencil, some markers, some paints, whatever you'd like. This is for two reasons. The first is because it's going to be convenient to have something to write down some auction items on. And number two, we're going to have a little art lesson later this evening, and you're going to want a piece of paper, I assure you. So let's start off the festivities for tonight. I am happy to introduce you all to Mark Zack. He is Equal as One's president, and he is here to update us on what happened with Equal as One this past year. It's very exciting news. Without further ado, Mark.
Good evening and welcome. We are delighted to have you here with us tonight. We've got a lot to share with you, so we want to get at it pretty quickly, but I've got a couple of things that I'd like to cover before we get going for the evening. First of all, if you saw our last newsletter, you know that we hit a major milestone this last summer, a milestone that we couldn't have done without your support, and that is we opened up the clinic. Soft opening, but the clinic is open. By early last summer, the contractor finished his work and presented us with a really great building, one that we're happy to show off with you and with the rest of the world. And we were there on site. We had a medical doctor from the US that was there for about 3.5 months this past summer. So he was able to hire the team, train the team, get our policies and procedures in place and underway. And we did a soft opening not long after that. And ever since then, we've been treating patients from the village of Akpugo. So thank you again for your support. That's simply amazing. I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to go there at the end of August and early September. I was over there for 10 days. And because I'm not part of the medical team, I was working on the punch list. So like any new building, there's a lot to do after the building is finished. Things like hooks and hangers and railings and everything else that you have to do after building like that is finished. So I was delighted to be able to be there on hand and work on that. I was able to meet our staff. I think you're going to be super impressed with them. They're going to do great things for us going forward. I get the opportunity to meet patients while they were there, with local business leaders to thank them for their support and guidance along the way. Met with the contractor several times to thank again him and his team for the work that they've done. It was just a great trip. So thank you again. We'll have more to share with you tonight about that and about where we are in terms of getting the clinic up to a full functional state. So we're really looking forward to that. One of the things that Nikki will be covering tonight relative to the clinic is a new goal that we have to really up our game and up the local support for maternal care. The statistics there are still, frankly, not good at all in terms of mothers, living through pregnancies and newborn babies living through their first couple of weeks. And we've got a great plan underway that Nikki will cover with you to really improve the quality of healthcare relative to that group of people. So we look forward to sharing that. We've got good entertainment tonight. We've got Christmas music by Churemi. I think you'll really enjoy. She's got a great voice. I think you'll enjoy that. Kind of get us all in the holiday spirit. And then we've got a Nigerian artist on board who's really world-renowned. This man has had shows in Germany, in London, as well as very well known across Nigeria. His name is Olisa. He's a good friend of ours. We have some of his artwork in our auction. And so you can see what that's all about. He's going to be teaching us how to do art. So we think that'll be a whole lot of fun during tonight's event. Speaking of the auction, we've got a great variety of things this year. So I think you'll find something that you would have interest in. So check it often, and see what we can do via the auction to really raise up some money tonight. We're really looking forward to it. So with that, we're at a great point right now. You've supported us and gotten us to where we are, but we really need your support going forward. We got some great things coming up, and we can't do it without you. So thank you what you've done so far, and thank you for the support going forward. So with that, I will turn things back to Nikki, and really look forward to having you on board. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me or anyone on our board. We're a very transparent organization and would love to answer any of those questions. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Nikki.
Thank you so very much. All right, everybody, it is my job now to get you hooked into our auction. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind tonight, I know we have some guests from other countries. Unfortunately, the auction is only for people inside the United States. I would change it if I could, but it's the law. So for all of those of you who are here in the US, we have information on how you can join our auction tonight. So the way that you can join our auction, you can find this information down in the chat in our call here this evening. But the way to do it is to go to the link that you'll see on your screen here soon. The other way, or that's the way that you can view the auction. You can bid in two different ways. You can either bid on the auction site, either from your computer or from your phone. You also can instead text rather than bid straight on their site. What you can do is you can text the 3-letter code that's connected to the item that you want to bid on, and then follow it with the number, the dollar amount that you want to bid, and text it to the number 727-496-4977. That is 727-496-4977. So you can text the 3-letter code plus the dollar amount that you want. You can see an example there on your screen. And you can use that texting feature to bid all night long. You can see that we do prefer, if you can, use Google Chrome, but if you can't, that's fine. Internet Explorer tends to not love the auction site. That's about the only one to avoid. All right, I want to talk with you all about our goals for this evening as well. Tonight, we have really upped our ante when it comes to our fundraising goal. Last year, if you all recall, we had a fundraising goal of $30,000. We had $15,000 that were given as a match donation, and we just made it. It was very, very exciting, and we made it. So we are going big this year, and we're upping our goal, knowing full well that our donors will support this. Our goal this evening is to raise $40,000. Now, like previous years, we do have an anonymous match donor who tends to support our events each year, and we're so thankful for that. This year, they have also increased their match. Every single dollar that you give tonight will be doubled up to $20,000. So if you can give 20, they will give 20, and we have reached our goal. It is very easy to donate tonight. That same phone number that I gave you earlier is a phone number that you can text. You can text the word donate to 727-496-4977. And again, all this information is down in the chat box if you lose it. You can donate that way. You can also go to our website at equalasone.org/donate. You can do that throughout the evening. You can do it at the end of the evening, anytime that you would like. All righty. Well, enough of my voice now. I'm very excited to introduce our musician tonight. Churemi is a musician, a songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and she is from Nigeria. She's coming to us this evening from her studio. Please enjoy perusing the auction, figuring out where you want to place your first bids while you listen to her beautiful voice. And with that, I will hand it over to Churemi.
Thank you, Nikki. I'm super excited to be here. Hi, everyone. I'm really glad to be here to support Equal as One and the initiative to provide quality health care to undeserved areas in Nigeria. My name is Churemi. I'm a singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. I'm also recording and performing artist, and I'm live at the studio here in Nigeria, bringing you beautiful music all through the evening. Right now, you could place a few bids in our silent auction, and I'll be performing you a beautiful Christmas special. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Let's go there. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. 'Cause all I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas. 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 All I want for Christmas is you. Thank you. Nikki, back to you.
Isn't she wonderful? Thank you, Churemi. Okay, it is giveaway number 2 time. Time to see who else is going to be a winner tonight. Again, you have to be present to win, so I'm very glad that you're here. And the winner is Jackie Roth. Jackie Roth, congratulations. This evening you have won a $25 gift card to Home Depot. Thank you so much for being here, Jackie. All right, now you've had the chance hopefully to peruse the auction. As a reminder, the information on how to join the auction is down in the chat box in this Zoom call. A couple things I want to remind you of. The first is that you need to refresh your page often to know if you are truly the highest bidder. Some people's devices do not auto refresh, so make sure you're refreshing all the time. Make sure you have the highest bid, and if you don't, get another one in there. The other thing I want to point out to you is that at the bottom of our auction, similar to last year, we have some items up for purchase. You may remember Heartland Serenity's Lauren White. She's the artisan who brought us the angel ornaments and the copper twisted trees last year. She is back. She has made for us a Christmas tree shaped Christmas tree ornament. And she has a small size and a large size, both up for purchase this year. She actually can make as many as we'd like. And so you have the option to buy as many as you would like. We also have some angels this year, as well as one twisted copper tree. In addition, we have another artisan here with us tonight. Cheval Parker has offered to us these beautiful wine glass charm sets. They're very, very nice. Please go check them out, as well as some bookmarks that she handed herself. So I would like to thank both of these women who have given these to us here. Proceeds go to Equal as One. Now, when you see for purchase at the beginning of these items at the bottom of the auction, it means that you should click buy now rather than actually bidding. For some of these items, they are one of a kind and there is only one and the listing will disappear once you buy it. For others, we are selling multiple and so the listing will not disappear once you've bought it. But anyways, once you've checked out the auction, get down to the bottom to check out our 4 purchase items that these wonderful people have made for us and offered up to us to raise more money this evening for Equal as One. Okay, speaking of artisans, Olisa Nwoye. Olisa Nwoye is a Nigerian artist who has donated his paintings to our auctions year after year. He is known for his murals and also his mixed media pieces that he makes. Olisa has been commissioned for projects worldwide, and Olisa is also Igbo, just as the people of Akpugo are. We traveled to Nigeria earlier this year, and by we, I don't mean myself, but our team went to Nigeria this summer to launch the clinic, which you'll see more about later. But we got to spend a lot of time with Olisa, and he actually put together an art lesson for us all. Uli Art is a practice of using Igbo motifs in art forms today. And I'm so excited that he is here to teach us a little bit about this. Have your paper, have your pen and pencil. I promise you're going to want to participate. And so without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Olisa so that we can see what he has to teach us about Uli Art.
Hello, I'm Uli Nwoye. I'm a painter and a sculptor. I also do mural actually. I spent like 20 years as an artist, practicing art in the industry. And it's been wonderful, I must say. Alright, coming from graduated from University of Nigeria, to be precise. It's been a very amazing journey as an artist for me. It made me to pay more attention in my environment, pay more attention in the culture that guides the environment I find myself. So I actually try to put them in my art, which has been wonderful. Uli Art. A lot of people have talked about Uli Art. It's been written about by a lot of scholars. Uli was used for beauty. It was used predominantly for body illustration, body art. Okay, it was used for body art. It was used for wall, beautifying the compound. With science and symbols. It's actually gone far wide beyond wall illustrations done locally way back then. So in my illustrations as an artist, I try to put in symbols. I'm not doing that because to me it's the most it's thing that is symbol, is art that I can easily relate with. It's art that can easily flow with. Whatever illustration I need to make, but those symbols must be there to convey the message I am trying to portray in my art. Alright, so in this work, I try to use these symbols to speak and speak for the art. Alright? So what we're about to do now is to learn some Uli illustrations. So be ready, grab your pen, grab your pencils, grab your paints, whatever you feel you find most comfortable to illustrate with, because you're about to go and learn. So come on. I'm going to illustrate like threes common, alright? Yes. I'm doing Awa, which depicts the moon, which is the moon. Moon in Igbo language. It's called Owa. I think how it's been in the Next, I'm going to illustrate is tortoise. Random name for tortoise in Igbo language is Inde. So the symbol is what we need to illustrate now. There is another one I will illustrate. It's called mirror. So that mirror is like a reflection of oneself. Next we should be doing is a motif of Uli called Isiorji. The head of the kola nut. The next we should be doing is another symbol called leopard paw. Leopard paw is a symbol that depicts dynamic strength, courage, and independence. So there we are. So these are some major Uli signs we have. That depicts the whole lot that we live with. The way Uli has evolved, can use a lot more, which is actually what we see in every specialty of arts, which involves textile, which involves entertainment, like for instance, the Wakanda, we have some Uli patterns in Wakanda, in the Black Panther movie as well, so that's actually the trend. It's not art, it's culture, it's way of life of Igbo people in the eastern part of Nigeria.
Did you enjoy that? Thank you so much to Olisa. Okay, here's your challenge now. The paper and pen that's in front of you should now have an attempt at Uli Art on it. I want you to take a picture of it and text it to 651-249-6413. This information is also in the chat box below. Text it to 651-249-6413. And here's the reason why. The winner is going to win a gift card from us personally. And it could be the best one, the funniest one, the most ridiculous looking one. So don't hesitate to send in your attempt because you could win a gift card. So please do that now. Also, I want to point out again that there are 2 original paintings painted by Olisa in tonight's auction, and they are originals. They are not prints. They are the actual canvas that he painted. They have come all the way from Nigeria. They are here in my home as we speak. So please bid on those and make them part of your home. They are very special. Time for giveaway number 3. And the winner is Paul Dwyer. Paul Dwyer, congratulations. You have won $25 gift certificate to CVS. Thank you so much for being here, Paul. Okay, have you texted me your Uli Art yet? Is it coming in? I hope so. I hope so. Okay, moving back to our auction, I want to highlight just a couple of things. Besides Olisa's art, we also have a print of Fair Winds from Chris Lee at our auction this year. In case you haven't gotten plugged in yet or you joined us late, this is the way that you can get onto our auction. You can follow this link and then you can bid via text. So a couple of items. There's a white elephant basket, and what this basket has is all sorts of things that would make great white elephant gifts for someone this Christmas. I'm talking a yodeling pickle, a blanket that looks exactly like a rolled up burrito, and a dinosaur that holds your tacos. We also have Snuggle Me brand swaddles and pacifiers for the babies in your lives. They are the very best swaddles, I must say. We use them here at my house, and I thank Snuggle Me for giving us these donations this year. There's even a Disney vacation in the auction this year, as well as so many other pieces of sports memorabilia and food and drink. So go check it out right now. I'm going to send you back to Churemi. She is going to sing another beautiful song for us while you place your bids.
Thanks again, Nikki. I'll be serenading you all once more with a beautiful song by Dido, Life for Rent. Enjoy. I haven't ever really found a place that I call home. I never stick around quite long enough to make it. I apologize for once again, I'm not in love. But it's not as if I'm mad at your heart ain't exactly breaking. It's just a thought, only a thought. Well, if my life is for rent and I don't learn to buy, well, I deserve nothing more than I get. Nothing I have is truly mine. Always thought that I love to live by the sea, to travel the world alone and live more simply. I have no idea what happened to that dream, as there's really nothing left here to stop me. It's just a thought, only a thought. If my life is for rent and I don't learn to buy, well, I deserve nothing more than I get. Nothing I have is truly mine. While my heart is a shield, and I won't let it down. While I am so afraid to fail, so I won't even try. Well, how can I say I'm alive? Well, if my life is for rent and I don't learn to buy, well, I deserve nothing more than I get. Nothing I have is truly mine. If my life is for rent and I don't learn to buy, I deserve nothing more than I get. Nothing I have is truly mine. Nothing I have is truly mine. Nothing I have is truly mine. Thank you. I'll be sending you another time back to Nikki. Over to you, Nikki.
Thank you so much. All right, it is time for our fourth giveaway of the evening. I'm going to do that quick. Keep texting me your art because we're about to make our decision on winner. So if you want in, you got to text it to me. The winner tonight of giveaway number 4 is Sonia Hughes. Sonia Hughes, thank you so much for being here tonight. I know you are here. You have won a $50 Target gift card. So thank you so much, Sonia. We're so excited that you could be here with us this evening. Okay, another thing that I want to talk about with the auction this evening is our sports memorabilia, but specifically I want to talk about one item that we have in our auction. We have a signed Vikings helmet, a mini helmet, something you'd put on display or let your kids play with if they love football. But specifically, I want to talk about the person who did sign it. It is signed by Vikings wide receiver Busy. He is Nigerian. Not many people know that. Now, Busy is unfortunately on the injured list this year, which is why he's not a household name. He has a busted Achilles, but he signed a football helmet for us, and he is Nigerian. He goes back to Nigeria frequently. All aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents are over there, and so he really has a connection to the work that we're doing, and we're so thankful to him for signing that football helmet for us. There's also a lot of things outside the sports arena, things that you can eat and drink. We have wine. We have beer, we have chocolate, we have coffee, we have tea, we have snacks. About anything you can think of that you would want to drink or eat, it is in our auction tonight. So again, on your screen now, you will see the way to get into our auction. If you are just newly on our call here this evening, follow this link. You can text on the link or, excuse me, you can bid on the link or you can text using your phone in order to bid. Wow, well, everybody, we are already halfway through our evening. So this is the part of the night where I am going to get into the featured part of our program. It's where I tell you where Equal as One is headed next. And what your funds are going to be used for tonight. So as Mark mentioned earlier this evening, now that the clinic is up and running, we are setting some big goals for improving the health in the community. One huge area that we're tackling immediately is care for mothers and children, with an extra emphasis on pregnancies and deliveries. I'd like to start the featured part of our evening by introducing to you Dr. Fon-Achu. Dr. Fon-Achu is one of our full-time physicians at Kindred Clinic in Akpugo. And he spent some time with me earlier this week. He allowed me to interview him to talk about what our plans are moving forward in this area of medicine. So while you continue your bids and donations, please join us in watching this interview with Dr. Fon-Achu so that you can learn all about the current situation for pregnant women in Akpugo and what we plan to change about it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Dr. Fon-Achu. I'm pleased to introduce you to all of the people here who are at our fundraising event this year. I'm so happy that you could be with us to tell us about our plans for the clinic this year. Can you start by telling our donors about your experience in maternal childcare?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. I spent a year after graduating from med school working at University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. During this time, I spent significant time at the labor units, delivering pregnant women. I also spent significant time at the neonatal intensive care units, where I was taking care of babies who had birth complications. And during this time, one of the things I noticed was that the primary healthcare system in many rural parts of Nigeria was failing, because pregnant women were presenting for the first time to the hospital while in labor. They had never attended a prenatal visit. They had no access to a healthcare center in their communities. And this made them at significant risk of complications and death, both the mother and the child.
I can imagine that would be the case without healthcare. I myself can't imagine not seeing a doctor for an entire pregnancy. I can't imagine it. So tell us this then, for these women who are pregnant in rural areas like Akpugo, what is their experience like throughout their pregnancy if they're not seeing treatment?
Thank you. A typical woman in a rural community like Akpugo is usually not aware of her menstrual cycle. So most times when she gets pregnant, she's not aware, and she probably becomes aware she's pregnant around the second trimester when she starts gaining significant weight, and people in the community start asking her, why are you adding so much weight? And this is when she decides to go to a pattern medicine shop, which is what they patronize most times. She gets the pregnancy test and finds out she's pregnant, but she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know that she needs to be part of antenatal care. She doesn't know that she needs to see a health professional. So she carries her pregnancy to term without taking supplements, without the usual intermittent preventive therapy for malaria, or without vaccinations that could prevent her baby from having some infections. So while carrying her baby, she one day goes into spontaneous labor, probably while in the farm, and her husband quickly, or her husband or any well-wishing neighbor quickly puts her in a wheelbarrow and drives her quickly to a traditional birth attendance facility. When she gets there, if she's lucky, her pregnancy is uneventful, her delivery is uneventful, and she gives birth to a healthy baby who, within a short period of time, becomes at risk of malnutrition or diarrhea because she's not properly educated about exclusive breastfeeding or proper hygiene while taking care of her child. On the other hand, if she's unlucky, her pregnancy is very complicated. Probably the baby is too big or her birth canal is too small. So she becomes unable to deliver and keep trying for several hours or days. Sometimes the traditional birth attendant does some dangerous maneuvers, literally standing on the woman's belly. And after several hours and days of trying to deliver and it's uneventful, he then refers her to a health center, which is probably 50 kilometers away. By the time she gets to the health center, she's probably in a very bad state. The baby might be dead on arrival, and the doctor starts struggling just to save the mother's life. So see, these are some of the causes of the high rate of maternal morbidity and mortality in rural areas like Akpugo.
Speaking of that, I'd imagine the things that are shocking to me is just how they get to help by wheelbarrow, and the fact that sometimes they can be in labor for days before they seek outside care at a medical facility. Given all of this, can you tell our donors the statistics, the rate of complications and deaths in these women and children in Nigeria?
Okay, Nigeria constitutes just 2.4% of the world's population, but Nigeria actually constitutes 10% of the global deaths of pregnant women. You see that this is a very disproportionate statistics. We also see that approximately over 250,000 babies die at birth in Nigeria, and this is the second largest national total in the world. Furthermore, we see that out of every 10,000 live births, almost 60 Nigerian women will die compared to just 2 women in the US. So we see that there's a very disproportionate rate between the US and Nigeria. We also see that out of every 1,000 live births in Nigeria, out of every 1,000 children born, 69 will not live up to their first year, compared to just 5 in the US. And out of these 1,000, 128 will not live to their 5th birthday out of just 6 children in the US. So you see that these rates are very, very disproportionate comparing Nigeria to a developed country like the United States.
Wow, it's even startling to me getting past childbirth. The rate of children dying before they're 5 years old is quite startling compared to the United States. Given that very sombering picture that you just painted for us. I really look forward to you letting our donors know what our plans are for this year. So here at Equals One, Dr. Fon-Achu, you being one of our resident physicians, full-time physicians at Kindred Clinic, and given your experience in this area, you are the one developing our prenatal, antenatal, postnatal program with us. Can you give our donors some examples of the kind of care that you plan on implementing?
Thank you. So Equal as One, like you said, is trying to implement a comprehensive care program that transcends the life cycle, the life course of a lady. So this care program begins from early childhood up till adolescence, when she gets to reproductive age, when she gets pregnant and beyond pregnancy. So in terms of adolescent girls and boys, we're trying to set up a comprehensive sexual education program where they can be educated about several aspects of their reproductive health, and this will help them make good choices prior to getting to reproductive age. At the reproductive age, we're now trying to help them to make good choices regarding when to get pregnant, and in terms of potential complications that they think they might face when they get pregnant, and how they can anticipate and approach them. For pregnant women, we're trying to set up a comprehensive antenatal system where every woman in Akpugo can have at least 8 contacts with a healthcare professional in line with the World Health Organization's recommendation. As part of birth preparedness and complication readiness, we're trying to set up a comprehensive community-based transportation system, such that when women go into labor within the community, they can easily be transported to a health center where staff like me will be on ground to easily, promptly attend to them. And we also want to have a postnatal system where women can receive adequate counseling about breastfeeding, hygiene, so it prevents their children from easily coming down with common diseases like malnutrition and diarrhea, which are common causes of under-5 mortality in communities like Akpugo.
That is a lot, and I'm very excited about it. This is hopefully going to make a big change in the community. Can you tell our donors how their money will be spent? Every dollar that they give this evening, what types of things do those dollars go to in the program?
So for now, Equal as One, this program is funded by donors. So donors can expect that their generous funds to be used to pay the salaries of doctors and nurses who will be on ground to readily attend to these pregnant women when they present in labor. We also want to have prenatal and postnatal medications. So funds will be directed to this area. I spoke about our transportation system. So we want to set up a transportation system where we can bring in community members who can help to promptly transport women to the hospital when in labor. So funds will be used for this. Funds will also be used for vaccines. Funds will be used for refrigeration of these vaccines. And we also need good power supply so as to power our machines from emergency surveillance section, and also to maintain cold chain for these vaccines and mentioned. So these are several areas that your generous funds will be used for.
Very good. And last but not least, let's get down to the hopes that we have. How do you expect this program will change the incidence of complications and death in the community of Akpugo?
Thank you. Our comprehensive sexual health education for adolescents, we believe, will reduce the rate of unwanted pregnancies in Akpugo. We also believe that when pregnant women have access to healthcare professionals, they can easily know when they are pregnant and promptly present to the hospital. Our transportation system will also reduce the delay from when they want to present to when they actually arrive at the hospital. And having adequate staff on ground will also reduce the delay of them arriving and when they actually get the healthcare services they need. We also think our postnatal system will also reduce the rate of diarrhea, malnutrition, and other causes of under-5 mortality, because women after delivery will be given comprehensive education about breastfeeding, hygiene, and this prevents their children from coming down with these complications or causes of early mortality or early death in children.
Thank you. I'm so looking forward to another year from now or 2 years from now when you and I can sit down again and come back to our donors and say, your generosity changed this in the community. The statistics in Nigeria might be this, but the statistics in Akpugo are very different. And I can't wait for that to be the case. Thank you, Dr. Fon-Achu, for not only for this interview and spending time with us this evening, but also for your time and dedication to Equal as One and your persistence in finding the best ways to treat this community of people that are so in need. So thank you very much from all of us.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. Now, as you just heard, we have a big challenge to overcome in rural Nigeria, and that is the lack of access to healthcare for these women during their pregnancies and also during delivery of their babies. These women and their newborns, they deserve to survive childbirth the same way that I do, the same way everyone else on this call deserves to live through a large medical event like that. And so this program that we just outlined, this is our next big thing to tackle, and it's where your dollars are going this evening. It might feel like a very big problem to solve, but just in case you forgot exactly how powerful your money can be, take a look at this video about what you have already done with your generosity.
This summer, Equal as One reached a major milestone. We completed construction of our first comprehensive primary health clinic in the village of Akpugo, a rural community in southeast Nigeria. In the spirit of our community-based mission and values, the clinic was named in the Igbo language. Translated, it means Kindred Clinic. We have employed and trained staff and are happy to report that the Kindred Clinic has started operations.
See a lot of patients in the clinic. Someone comes asymptomatic, has never known he or she had a high blood pressure. And you measure and the person's having a blood pressure of 190, 100. And we're able to intervene.
The clinic is equipped to serve Akpugo, which has a population size of over 100,000 people. It will be a source of easy access to basic health care for mostly women, children, and the elderly who typically make up such rural communities. As we reflect on what it took to make this construction of this clinic a reality, it is impossible to miss a reoccurring theme. We got this far because of the compassionate help we received from generous individuals, families, organizations, and communities outside of ours. To anyone and everyone who has trusted our stewardship enough to support us with time, talent, or treasure, we say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for your kindness and generosity. However, there is still much work to be done.
Our suggestion is maybe providing more primary health care facilities in this outlet, and also encourage physicians to financial encouragement or every other kind of encouragement to make them interested in working in these places. Most Nigerians right now are bent on, after school, they want to travel abroad to study medicine in a beautiful way. So that has affected the number of doctors you see in the rural healthcare facilities.
As you continue to support us, we will continue to work diligently to bring health care to communities such as Akpugo that need it to escape material poverty. The journey to complete this clinic and our ongoing work to sustain it indeed underscores our guiding philosophy that no matter how absolute, separate, or self-sufficient people or aspects of life may seem, everything and everyone depends on something or someone else to successfully complete this walk called life. Together we walk in the spirit of kinship. Together we are equal as one.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge what we just saw. This clinic, if you've been with us since the beginning of Equal as One a few years ago, this clinic has been a dream. in our minds for years, but it didn't just happen. This clinic exists because of you, because of your Giving Tuesday donations and your end of the year generosity, because of your prayers, because of your advice, because of you spreading the word to your friends and colleagues, joining our fundraiser like this and contributing tonight, your auction bids, even all of these things. These are the reasons why we've been able to do what we've done so far. And you are the reason why we are able to continue helping these wonderful people. Our brothers and sisters in Akpugo can go see a doctor when they need someone right away. And it has never been that way for them before. Now we get to launch some of our programming. We get to launch this mission to improve health outcomes in the most vulnerable, starting with our pregnant women and their beautiful babies. Please help us turn around these statistics. I want to plummet that death rate of women and babies in childbirth. This community needs care, and they deserve to have the same access to healthcare and life-saving measures as we do. I ask that you would give, and that you would give generously, that if it's something that you have that you can give to these folks who don't have. I'm so grateful for you for being here this evening. Thank you for joining us. Now, we still have some more things going on this evening. We still have another large giveaway at the end, but right now what I want to do is go through the different ways that you can give this evening and give life to these women and children. First is our auction. Again, you'll find this information in the chat box below. Bid often, refresh constantly. If you haven't refreshed your auction lately, do that right now so you can see if you are actually the winning bid. It cuts off right at 8 p.m. So you have 8 more minutes to make as many bids as you want, but only 8. After that, it is done, it is over. The second way is to scroll all the way to the bottom of the auction and purchase some of the wonderful items that were handmade for this event. The third is to donate. You can donate any amount you choose, and you can do it by simply texting donate to 727-496-4977. Just text the word donate to that number and it will lead you through a donation. The other way is by visiting our website at equalasone.org/donate. That also is where you can fund a need. If you're looking for a specific type of thing to sponsor, fund a needs are listed on Equal as One's website at equalasone.org/donate, as well as the ability to join our army of 300 to become a recurring donor for Equal as One. You can visit that same site. And again, for every dollar raised tonight, up to $20,000 worth will be matched. Up to $20,000, so we can reach our $40,000 goal if we can reach that $20,000 number. We need every kind of donation from the small to the very, very large. So I am so grateful for you and thankful that you are here and ready and willing to give. And I cannot wait to come back to you next year and say, this is what we did with the dollars that you so generously entrusted to us. So keep in mind, instructions are down in the chat for all of these ways to give. Refresh your auction often. There are 6 minutes left. There is still a giveaway at the end of the night, and we will announce who won our drawing challenge earlier. But while you are in the last minutes of the auction and while you're donating freely, please enjoy one final performance from Churemi, and I will meet you on the other side for the night's final giveaway.
Thanks and good evening to you all. I trust you're having a beautiful evening. The work Equal as One is doing here in Akpugo community in Nigeria is incredible, and I appreciate you for sincerely giving back to the community. I'll be performing a holiday classic, Oh Holy Night, and as you listen and enjoy, remember that every dollar you send in is capable of changing someone's life for the better, and it's worth it. So as you complete your final auctions and donations, remember you're changing someone's life. Oh, holy night, The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of a dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appears and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder break a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night, oh, night divine, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. And His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the slave was our brother, and in His name all oppression shall cease. Of joy in grateful chorus shall we, sweet hymns of joy, we praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise His name forever. Oh, Lamb of God, oh, night I'll be sending you for the final time back to Nikki. Thank you so much and have a beautiful evening. My name is Churemi. Bye-bye.
Song gets me every time. I have tears in my eyes. Churemi can be found on all of the major streaming platforms here in the US, actually. So please go support her. Go buy some of her music. She does wonderful original songs as well as great covers, as you've obviously heard. Let me not interrupt you. This is the last minute of the auction. So if you're in a bidding war, keep refreshing and keep bidding. It will likely keep going until the clock ticks to 8:01. So keep bidding and half listen to me while you do. I am happy to announce the winner of our art competition earlier this evening. And the winner is the Anderson family. Megan Anderson, her husband Chris, and their 4 kiddos all did the art together and sent us multiple renditions of Uli Art. So congratulations to them. We are sending a $50 gift card to Target your way. So thank you so much for being here and for doing it as a family. Very precious. Our final giveaway for the night, it's time to draw for. This is our $100 gift card to Target. Thank you so much for staying till the very end, for bidding to the last second in our auction. And the winner is Matt Reagan. Matt Reagan, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for staying till the very end and participating in the entire evening. Everyone, I am so grateful for you. On behalf of all of the Equals One staff, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Again, my name is Nikki Wobodo. Thank you for joining us and for giving so generously. Have a wonderful evening.